What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Back in college, I was invited to an ice rink with a girl I liked and some of her friends. I did not know how to ice skate, and I did not pick it up very quickly, but I wanted to try and impress her somehow. Well, I hugged the wall the whole time and made a fool of myself. The highlight was when I saw a flash of light as I fell in front of a group of people. Turns out, I had fallen right at the moment someone took a picture, so my failure was immortalized forever. She took me back to my apartment and ended the relationship before it began. On a lighter note, the woman who is now my wife was at that ice rink on that night. We didn't realize we were there the same time until a year or two into our relationship, and she exclaimed, "You were that guy who couldn't ice skate." Yeah, she didn't seem that into you.
I like how that ended. Sounds like an episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Went on a blind date with a lady who wouldn't stop picking at her scabs. Just made a pile out of them on the restaurant table. I excused myself to use the washroom, and when I came back, my soup was there, but the pile of scabs wasn't. No, I didn't eat the soup. We spent most of the date going shopping for clothes for another date she had later that week. It's kind of funny seeing as how she was the one that asked me out.
Maybe she thought you were gay and just needed a buddy to go shopping and gossip with?
Nah, she just met another guy she liked more between asking me out and the actual date, and I didn't care enough to protest. Hell, I met her when she was on a date with my roommate and decided she liked me better. That's just how she operates.
Consider yourself lucky. She doesn't sound like someone you'd want to date. I went out for dinner and a movie with a guy. I tried to chip in money at both, but he insisted that he cover it all. At the end of the night, we were sitting in his car in the parking lot of the restaurant we had just eaten at, and he asks for a BJ, saying, I bought you dinner and took you to a movie, it's the least you can do. Thankfully, I lived nearby, I hopped out and walked home.
Girl never showed up. I was stood up. I just moved to the bar and drank and ate buffalo wings. That sounds way better than a date. I've only had one bad one, and it was this girl who wouldn't shut up about her ex. It was, predictably, our only date.
I was a barista in a cafe during college, and this loyal customer asked me out. Took me to sushi, took me to a bar, and bought me a drink. Conversation good, nothing spectacular, but he was cute and intelligent and funny. When he takes me home, he parks outside of my house and assumes he's coming in. I'm like, no? Genuinely confused, he asks why not. He says he did everything right, he bought me dinner and a drink, so he should get to come inside and we should have sex now. Because, that's how it goes. And then we start arguing about it, and I start to worry that he's going to just, enter my apartment whether I like it or not. I'm having to literally explain that just because he bought me dinner does not mean I have to f*** him. Then he puts on a Prince CD to try and get me in the mood. He actually said, "Here, just listen to this. Prince is sexy, all girls like Prince." I think I may have run when I finally got out of his car. Went out on a lunch tennis date with a guy. Lunch was fine, he was alright, so we went to play tennis. After 9 games and 80-degree weather, we're all sweaty, stinky, and gross. And he immediately comes over after the last game, hugs me, then kisses me, and sticks his tongue down my throat. I had to push him away, totally grossed out by both the sweat and the tongue, and had to awkwardly tell him to his face I wasn't into him because I didn't want him to kiss me again. Gentlemen, play it safe and don't stick your tongue in your date's mouth on the first date. This can be a major turnoff. I have no idea why all the men I've dated recently think tongue kisses on the first kiss are a good idea. Ew, no, stop. Or at least ask.
Took girl to movies. I now realize not the best location for first dates. She asks, "Can my best friend come too?" There goes my chances, basically. I say, "Of course you can." Trying to be nice, was also assuming it was going to be a girl. Shows up with her friend, who is indeed a guy. This is when I find out that it's her one and only ex, but they remained best friends and nothing is happening between them. Well, this date is ruined. Let's try to salvage it. Go to pay for our tickets, me and her. Even when she offered to pay for hers. After buying, she turns around and buys her ex's ticket. We actually got along fine, and they were nice people, but it was like a tug of war for the rest of the night, fighting for her attention. Of course, I lose. They are best friends. When I get home, the guy adds me on Facebook, and he proceeds to tell me don't bother trying to date her. She's a terrible girlfriend. Thanks for the heads up. I finally got her alone for one more movie, but it all just sort of fell apart. I actually really liked her, but clearly I had no effect on her. Oh well, I guess. Take note, future daters, this is a bad idea.
I went on a Tinder date with a guy who is now in my contacts as do not answer penis pic. Prior to the date, he seemed normal. We texted and talked on the phone, then arranged to meet at a restaurant bar. He was cute, but definitely bitter about something. He was from California and apparently didn't like this new city we were in. He started talking about sex and blowjobs and complaining how uptight everyone here is about sex. He invited the waitress to a party his company was throwing after sending back the French fries he ordered. I showed him a picture of my dog on my phone. He took out his phone and showed me a picture of his penis. We walked out of the restaurant together to get our cars from the valet. My car came first and I left. He texted me later that he had my sweater. Apparently, I dropped it on the way out. And if I wanted to see it again, I'd have to hang out with him. R.I.P. sweater. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one.
Also, let us know down in the comments what's the worst date you've ever been on.